Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings to Dr. Farah. My name is Nabila Ainam Tinashad. My metric number is D2018208568. So my group and I will be presenting about our activities that will be conducted in the English language camp with the theme Fairy Tale, Beauty and the Beast. So for our ice breaking, we're going to an activity named Draw Like Picasso. So this activity will be conducted in an online game website named Scribble. So the participants will be given a word and they will need to draw, and the other participants will need to guess the word. Okay, so the words will be among nouns and verbs that will be useful for other skill slot.
Hello, I'm Kamalamala daughter of Krishna and my metric number is D201820856626. Now, I'll talk on Lend Me Your Ears Please activity planned for listening skills. First, the facilitator will share the link of the worksheet with the students in the chat box of the virtual meeting platform, which is Google Meet. Then, the facilitator will explain the instructions of the activity to the students, where they have to listen to the audio and answer the questions based on the audio. After that, the facilitator will play the audio entitled Beauty and the Beast and ask the students to understand the oral text of the audio. This is to make sure the students have an idea of what they are going to listen and work on later. Then, the facilitator will play the audio again and ask the students to answer the questions while listening to the audio. The audio is played again for the students to check their answers. This is to get the students to answer all the questions as they might not answer one or two questions earlier as they face difficulties in grasping the correct answers. Then, the facilitators will lastly discuss the answers for the worksheet with the students so that they get to know whether they have answered the worksheet correctly or not. This is the worksheet for beginner students. The students are required to fill in the blanks with verbs based on the audio. As for the worksheet for intermediate students, the students have to state true or false for the statements given. For advanced students, requires them to provide short answers based on the audio. That's all from me. Thank you.
The activity that we have designed for speaking skills is for the students to provide their opinions from the perspectives of Beast and Belle based on the cue cards. The male students will have to provide their opinions based on the cue cards prepared for Beast, and the female students will have to provide their opinions based on the cue cards prepared for Belle. This activity will begin with us, the facilitators, presenting different cue cards for both Beast and Belle according to 3 levels, as in beginner, intermediate and advanced. The students will be given some time to read the questions provided on the cue cards, and we would randomly call students to give their opinions by imagining themselves as Beast and Belle. We believe that some students would choose to be passive during this activity as they will be shy, but we would encourage them and provide positive feedback for whatever answers they come up with. We believe that this activity would boost the confidence among students to speak up and enable them to apply their critical thinking skills. Next, as for the speaking materials, the layouts of the speaking cue cards are designed with appealing colors and designs which are mostly designed based on teenagers' preferences. We have come out with role cards to prompt hesitating speakers to share their opinions based on genders so that they will feel comfortable participating in this activity. We are mainly focusing on getting responses based on the students' opinions in order to test the students' understanding level of the speaking questions based on situations given and evaluate their ability to respond to the questions with the use of correct pronunciation, grammar, and fluency. These are the cue cards for beginner students. Intermediate students and advanced students. That is all from me.
Hi, my name is Nur Najiha Ventures, metric ID D201820856636. So for reading skill, this is the first activity and its name is Get to Know It. So in this activity, the facilitators show the movie trailer of Beauty and the Beast, the live action version one. And then after that, the facilitator asks the student to jot down the characters that they have known from the movie. This is the second activity for reading skill and its name is Once Upon a Time. So this is where the facilitators share the link of the reading text to the students. And the facilitator will instruct the students to read the reading text for 5 minutes. So it's like a silent reading. And then the facilitator asks for 4 volunteers to read each paragraph aloud. So for the reading text, we use appropriate and suitable length of words for the students. Also, after that, the tutor will explain about unfamiliar words or difficult words to make the students understand the whole reading text better. So next, okay, this is the third activity of reading skill, which is drilling of the worksheet. So facilitator will share the link of worksheet to all the students. The facilitator instructs the student to answer all the questions given based on the reading text. So in this part, we will use differentiations of strategies to cater for 3 levels of proficiency of the students. Next, the first worksheet is for the beginner students. For beginner, we use MCQ questions so that the student can find the answer or even just guess the answer that are suitable for the question. So MCQ is not so hard for beginner students. Next, for intermediate student, we use true or false. So here the student will need to analyze the statement whether it's true or not. It's true or false. The student needs to understand the reading text really well to these questions. Next, and for the last one is for advanced student. So for advanced student, we use structured questions. Here the student has to answer the question in phrase or in sentence form. They can look for the answer from based on the text given. Next, so for the fourth activity or the last activity, the name is Get It Right. Here the facilitator instructs the student to exchange their worksheet with people sitting beside them, and the facilitators discuss the answers with the student. Here there's going to be like a Q&A session or a feedback session where facilitator will ask feedback from the student on the activities or on the materials given for them. So that's all from me.
So hi, my name is Nushakira Binta Haidar. My metric number is D2018208538. So for my part, I will focus on for the writing skills. The activity 1 is Guess Me, where the facilitators show one picture related to the theme and instruct the student to guess the picture. So based on that, the facilitators ask 3 volunteers to share their answers in the comment section and give feedback on their responses. So based on the feedback by the facilitators, it will increase participation from the students due to positive feedbacks given by the facilitators. Next. The second activity is input section, where the facilitators start by teaching the student on how to construct sentences to describe a picture. And the facilitators give 3 examples of sentences to the students. This is because writing skills is related to composing a paragraph or a text. In fact, most of students need to be guided to compose a good text. Okay, next, the third activity is write it down bell and bits. This activity, the facilitators will share the link of the worksheet to the student and instruct the student to describe the pictures on the worksheets in sentences. So and we can see that this activity required the facilitators use differentiation of strategy to cater for three levels of proficiency of the students. This can be seen when writing is considered as the most difficult skill to be mastered because its complexity in which students need to master in every aspect, such as grammar, spelling, word choice, punctuation, and so on. So by using this, the facilitators can provide worksheet that's suitable with students' proficiency levels that suits with their learning needs. Next, the fourth activity is Let's Discuss. The facilitators calls out three volunteers to share their answers, and based on that, the facilitators discuss the answer together with all students based on the volunteers' responses, and the facilitators give feedback to the student with praise. So by giving feedback like praise, it can motivate students to learn more in the future. Okay, next. So this is the worksheet for beginner students where the students need to describe those character in sentences by using the 5 characteristics given. So we can see that in the worksheet, the beast is the character and the student need to use the characteristic given which are selfish, beastly, magical and others uh, in sentences. Okay, next. This is the worksheet for intermediate students, and the students need to describe the pictures in sentences. As we can see, there are 5 pictures with different scenes, so the students need to use their own word to describe the pictures. Okay, next. This is the last worksheet, which is for the advanced students. And the students need to describe the picture given in not more than 80 words, where the student need to apply their own understanding about the story and make it interesting based on the picture given. Okay, that's all from me.
Okay, so lastly, the debriefing part. Let's talk session. So the facilitators will wrap up the workshop. So the facilitators will ask the students feedback regarding the entire workshop. If there is any lacking or anything they like from the workshop. So lastly, facilitators will thank the students for joining the workshop. So that's all from us. Thank you.